Good morning.
Good morning and welcome back. Welcome back to the show. We are very privileged to have a good friend of ours and somebody that we've been working with for quite a long time, Mr. Waleed Shah. Been making a name for himself quite recently with some outstanding work that's been picked up internationally by news and media outlets. We're here to talk about everything we've been doing together. We've done some pretty cool stuff together. Yeah. We jumped on a plane once and we flew to Madrid. That was
that's right.
Remember that?
That was cool.
I was just remembering that in the car this morning.
Yeah.
So
I think I was talking about that to somebody. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, actually, we did that.
That was pretty rad.
Cool.
So we've done some cool stuff as an agency, as friends, as and watching you grow. To be honest, since we started working together, what is it? 2 years ago, 18 months ago, something like that. Yeah. Mate, welcome. Give us a little bit of an intro about yourself.
In a nutshell, I guess maybe the bio story is that born and raised UAE, Abu Dhabi, and I was in the oil industry. I'm a chemical engineer by design, and then I slowly transitioned out of the corporate engineering, technical oil, climbing on rigs, desert sea thing, to like music, and then from music onto photography. Okay. And that's kind of where I am just now.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that about the music bit.
So I remember,
there must be a connection there.
So the very first time that we started working together is Waleed used to come over and shoot for our live shows and live shows in general. Yeah. And our relationship started, I think, around high school time, where we kind of met, and it was around the music scene. And I think he was in a band himself playing guitar, and that's how it first started.
Well, what's funny is that me and Dia had his band, I had my band. Yeah. We weren't in the same circle of friends. We weren't in the same schools, but like as a band, we always looked up to Juliana Down. Okay. Right? Because they were a little bit older.
Well, I think everyone in that space did, right? I mean, these guys were,
they were a little bit older, and then they would always, we would always be, one or two bands before them in a show. Yeah. And then we'd hang out and watch. You're like, oh yeah, Juliana.
So one day we're gonna be those guys.
Exactly. So we kind of knew each other at that point, just being at the same shows. Yeah. And then I think there's one show we did together at some point in Marina Mall, if you remember that.
Yeah. Wow. Ages ago.
Exactly. And I think that was that with that sort of.
What's funny is like I've recently had to look at all of the older pictures, reminiscing on the good days, right? So like all the time that we were actually playing the bigger shows, whether it's Kings of Leon, even like Guns N' Roses and the rest of it, you were taking the photos.
Yeah, exactly.
All of these major photos in our sort of like musical, very short-lived musical career was actually taken by Waleed. So
amazing.
That was pretty cool.
And now look where we are.
Yeah.
So. Look, Rock Your Ugly is something that's exploded recently. And as we've said, we want to cover a bunch of things. So this is the creator sessions. We want to talk about how you moved out of corporate rat race and you moved into this sort of artistic space, and you've been growing your brand there, how you've grown your brand. We're going to cover all these things. But top line as an introduction piece, before we get into it a little bit later, what is Rock Your Ugly?
Rock Your Ugly has become it changes.
Yeah,
it starts off at something,
and
it's evolving all the time. But so far, right now, it's sort of this exploration of I would say the intersection between like physical and mental health.
Okay.
I've throughout like interviewing people and talking to people, I've come to realize, I guess, that the physical and mental side are very, very connected. You can't say like, hey, this guy's suffering, this person's suffering from either obesity or there's some sort of disability or there's some sort of like physical health issue, and not look at the mental aspect of it, right? Because it's to start fixing stuff. It's in here. Yeah.
It's finding the cause, not the outcome.
Exactly.
Right?
So
and it could go both ways. I think also like a mental issue can then reflect to a body image issue.
Exactly.
Where somebody would start inflicting something on themselves, whether it's through food or even like through permanent damage, right? Yeah. So like, and we've seen that, and we shared a story about where it all first started. I think for the listeners, if you want to maybe touch on that first, like what gave you the inspiration to start?
It was there were sort of two moments that kind of, I would say, defined the starting point of Rock Your Ugly. It's the first one was about 2 years ago. Just as a backstory, maybe like 10 years ago, I was a bodybuilder.
I heard that was going to be a question. I wanted to.
Like
we need to find some photos.
I was
Jen,
this
can we
guy.
find? I want to see some photos of this guy bodybuilding.
Yeah. So I hurt my back. I had a herniated disc. I think 2009 or 2010 or something like that, and I couldn't work out again.
Okay.
I just kept trying to get back to the gym.
Lower back?
Yeah, lower back. L5+1.
Squats?
Actually, no. It's I remember the exact moment I heard it. It was just
you heard it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I heard the
Oh wow.
the pop.
Shit.
And obviously it's not something that happens suddenly. It's over time.
Yeah,
it's not like I did one thing at that moment.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I was just lifting the dumbbells from the rack so I can sit down to do some shoulders.
It's often the smallest thing, right?
It's the smallest thing.
It's when you haven't engaged your core.
Exactly.
And you pick something up slightly awkwardly and...
Yeah, but it's also, it's not just that. It's the years of deterioration and that moment. So it was going to happen whenever, right? So that happened, and I just couldn't work out again.
Okay.
I tried all, Pilates and yoga, so it didn't stick.
Okay.
And so I gave up. I just, I kept eating the way I was eating.
Okay.
Before that, I was on like 1,000-calorie milkshake stuff.
Yeah. All that fun stuff.
Yeah. So I obviously I wasn't doing milkshakes, but like I just kept eating.
Yeah.
And then about 2 or 3 years ago, around Pablo Escobar's Netflix show, my wife would be like, "Yo,
you're on the way to,"
she'd say it lovingly, it's like, "Oh, you're like my Pablo Escobar kind of thing." I was like, "Oh, really? Seriously, it's that bad?"
That's not what I'm going for.
Yeah. So I got a little bit depressed at that time, and I think around my birthday's in January. So it's around the time where you do the resolutions.
Did the weight cause the depression, or was something else causing the weight?
No, the weight caused the depression. I just kind of gave up on my body.
Okay.
Right. So I took a photo of myself, holding my belly, and that's the first photo you see on the website. And I just wrote online. I'm like, I'm just gonna hit send with whatever, hit post with whatever I come up with. I'm not gonna read it again. And it was something along the lines of like, this is what happened to my body because of this, and that. I don't feel great about it, and you know what? I'm actually not gonna do anything about it right now. I don't really feel like doing anything about it right now, and let's check back in next year, see what happens.
Okay.
And then that really resonated with a lot of people because everyone's sort of on the boat of like, let's change. And I'm just like, I'm tired, man. I'm not changing anything right now.
Interesting. And was that for you in one way or another? Was it a cry for help? Was it a I need to get this off my chest? Was this
I think it was like I just need to get this out. Off my chest. Yeah,
okay.
that's right. Because like obviously I don't talk to anybody about this stuff. Okay. It's weird, right? Like there's nobody I could talk to. Be like, I feel like crap because I'm fat.
Okay.
Who would I say this to?
Yeah, unless it's a professional setting.
Exactly. So I felt like I needed to get that off my chest. And then sort of I put a note on my phone and just said, I have a whole bunch of notes with like ideas that I want to do. And I just wanted to see what everybody else felt like with their body. I just, that was...
Yeah.
That was.
So you had the concept, but not quite the name yet.
Exactly. So I parked that, and then I read a book called The Obesity Code over the summer.
Okay.
Dropped the weight.
Okay.
10 kilograms lighter. I was happy and everything.
Yeah. Good for you.
And fast forward 2 years, my best friend passes away suddenly.
That was recently, right? That was over the summer.
Over the summer. Yeah. 3 months ago now, maybe.
Wow, okay.
June. So when I came back, like after the funeral, it was in Toronto. I came back here, and obviously my mental state was I'd never been through like something that shook me that much.
Okay.
Whether it's losing somebody or losing something or like nothing's ever shaken me this much. So I just really wasn't okay. And my sort of friends and family were like, just bury yourself in work and get out of this state of mind.
Mindset. Yeah.
Obviously, we all know kind of UAE doesn't really have much happening for the creatives over the summer. It's just slower. So I couldn't bury myself in regular work. So I looked up on my phone. I'm like, pick any project, close my eyes. All right, let's do that one and let's go. So I started that. I started just talking to people, picking people that I always say it's like there's maybe like 1 or 2 degrees of separation. Because I felt like it's a bit like therapy, where the therapist is kind of a confidential person that nobody in your circle knows.
It's easier to talk to people sometimes that you don't know.
Exactly.
Right?
So I looked for people like that I don't see every day, or I don't hang out with every weekend.